What's going on, Sooner Nation? Today we got to talk about a four-star safety prospect out of the state of Texas. He visited the Sooners under the stars, and I'm telling y'all, I really think this kid could end up with Oklahoma. It's one that you guys need to be paying attention to. Start putting down on your list of kids to watch here in the 2026 cycle. But we're going to have an interview with him right after this, so make sure you guys stay tuned in for that because he says some pretty interesting things about Oklahoma that you guys just aren't going to want to miss. Before we get into it, though, as always, join the discussion. Jump in the comments below, hit that like, hit the subscribe button, because for those of you who are not a part of Jay's Discord, this might be a shock to you, or if you're not on Twitter, hey, Baby G has came into the world, so content might be a little sporadic over the next week, but we'll get back on a schedule at some point. But four-star safety Jordan Deck, this is who we're here talking about today. He is a 6'3", 180-pound safety. I said that right. 6'3", 180 pounds. Don't you guys love how since Jay Valai and Brandon Hall have got here, they've done nothing but recruit size in that defensive backfield? That's just what Oklahoma has needed. Now, you look at it, he's from Lone Star High School. If that sounds familiar, that's because it's the same high school that you currently have your 2026 four-star tight end commit from, Ryder Mix. So you look at it and say, okay, Oklahoma might be developing a pipeline in Frisco because you also got Malik Hawkins out of Frisco Emerson as well. So Oklahoma is definitely putting their recruiting presence down there. He's got a total of 21 offers. Most notably, you're looking at LSU, Michigan, but he's also got Notre Dame, Penn State, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Baylor, Miami. So he's got a good set of offers, and he's probably going to continue to gain a little more as he goes through his senior year. But when you watch his film, you see his IQ for the ball. You see his ability to go hit the ball carrier. He's not afraid to go up and try to fight for some of those 50-50 balls. And that shows in his stats from last year, which I'll pull up for you guys right here. He had 5 interceptions, 10 pass breakups, 4 tackles for loss, 71 total tackles, and 63 solo tackles with 1 forced fumble. So he produced at a high level in high school. He plays in some of the best high school football in the country. So you know that Jordan Deck would come in and he would be a fantastic prospect for the University of Oklahoma. So as we head into the interview, if you all have not already, make sure you guys hit that like and you guys hit that subscribe button. All right, Jordan, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Coach. I'm not saying coach like you a coach. You're not no coach. I'm sorry. I'm doing great, man.
Hey, you know what? If you want to call me a coach, that's fine. I just don't think I have those kind of credentials. But appreciate you coming on the podcast. You recently got to go out to Oklahoma this past weekend, and we're going to get into that here in a second. But to start this off, for the fans that don't know you, how did you start playing football, and how did you do something that you wanted to do in high school?
I started playing football 4th grade. And I always played outside linebacker, kind of edge, and then I played quarterback. So, but I was mainly a QB, so I played QB when I was little, and I always, loved to play football. My whole family is a basketball family, so, I'm the only guy that was like, I want to play football. I like contact. Everybody else wanted to play basketball. Everybody else wanted to hoop. So, I've been playing for a long time, and I've always been on the offense side of the ball. And this year, I switched to defense. My first year playing free safety, first year playing, in the back end. I always played receiver. Yes, sir. So I started playing football in 4th grade, and I played QB. I always played offense. I played running back, QB. You know how it is in Little League. You just get the ball and run. That's what it was. I've always been an offensive guy. Ever since 6th grade, Little League, I played receiver all the way up until high school. My freshman year, I played receiver. But this year, I transferred to Lone Star from Frisco Memorial, and they wanted me to play safety. And I was hurt, man. I was like, no way. Like, I don't play defense. Like, I'm not gonna be good. I'm gonna be average. I'm gonna be, I thought I was gonna be a bum. You know what I mean? But I got out there and I got my feet wet, and it ended up going very well for me. I loved hitting somebody. Like, I loved tackling. I remember I got my first tackle. It was week two versus Burleson. At Burleson, I got my first tackle, and I was like, damn, I kind of like this. So I just, took it and ran with it. But, this is my first year playing free safety, first year in the back end, and this is about to be my second year. So I feel like it's going to be really special for me, because I'm way more patient now. The game is slowed down for me, especially it's hard just to jump and the defense and bring somebody to the ground and be able to read and you know what I mean. So at safety, you got to be able to see everything, but not see too much. If that makes sense.
No, yeah, that totally makes sense. And switching to safety, I will say that's pretty good. You got 21 total offers. At least that's what 247 is recording so far. So
I got one. I got
that's
one
pretty
more.
good.
I got one from the boot. I got one from LSU. So now it's 22. You know, they ain't updated yet, but it's all good. Them guys gonna get it right. I know they gonna get it right.
Hey, LSU, they call it DBU. So if you get that offer, it starts to look really good. I always tell people stars are nice, they're flashy. It's great to be like, hey, we're getting a 5-star kid or a 4-star kid, but it's always the offers, right? Like Floyd Boucard, this 2025 class, he's got 47 total offers and is a 3-star, and he's got every offer under the sun that you could want.
Right.
So offers tell the whole story, not necessarily the stars.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I feel like, you know, stars don't really mean nothing because when you get to college, you start off as a 0-star. If that makes sense. It doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? And as a high school player nowadays, you have to be really legit and you have to stand out because of the portal. Some coaches would rather get a portal guy that's played college football before than get a high school kid. So you know it's way harder for high school kids now. You really got to be able to ball. So and when you get to college, you're gonna start off with 0 stars, and it's, you just basically starting all over again like you were a freshman in high school.
100%. So looking at this recruiting process so far, what has that been like for you?
Well, it's been kind of easy and I've been blessed. I'll say that. It wasn't hard. Nothing was hard. My third game playing safety, my second game playing safety, I instantly got my first offer. So, you know, still here.
And
I was just making sure you were still here, man. I'm sorry.
oh no, yeah, I'm still here.
So the second game I played safety. After that second game, I got my first offer from SMU. So as soon as I got on the scene and they saw a 6'3" kid that could run and could tackle, they were like, man, we got to get this kid. So I got my first offer, you know, at the second game of the season, third game of the season, because I started the second game of the season and started the third game of the season. I didn't play my first game of the season. So, you know, I hit this kid real hard, laid him out. I don't know if you watched my tape. It's the first play on my tape. I laid him out, and after that, it was just kind of like offers start coming in. I got one from SMU, and UNT, and Temple, and UTSA. They all started coming in. So I was really blessed to be offered that early off of just playing a position for 2 games.
Yeah. Now, you're a kid from Texas, so you got the Oklahoma offer. And I want to know what that offer means to you. But how does that compare to getting offers from the other in-state schools as well?
Well, I mean, Oklahoma. I grew up watching Oklahoma football, and I've always been a fan. You know, and it was very special to me to get that offer. And it took me a minute. You know, every other school just went, all right, we're going to offer you. Oklahoma was kind of like, hey, like we don't just offer anybody. Like it's a process to this. You know, we want to make sure you're the correct person, you're a good person before we just jump and offer you. You know, so Brandon Hall took his time recruiting me. Like he waited about 5 months before he offered me. I had to go down there for a camp to get offered. You know, he wanted to offer me in person. But ever since then, it's just been all love, and you know, I really have love for Coach Hall, man. I really enjoy how he treats me and how he treats my mom. You know, he's very honest and upfront. But to be offered by Oklahoma, I was ecstatic. That was my favorite offer, to be honest with you. You know, out of every school that offered me, when I got Oklahoma, I was like, you know, it just felt like it felt good, like for a school like that to offer me, and they don't give out unofficial offers. Like our offer is official, so they gave me an official offer. And I'm like, man, I can meet Oklahoma today. You know, I was excited because I went up there for the camp, and I'll tell you this: I went to the Texas camp a week before. I'm not a camp guy. I went to the Texas camp. You know, I thought I did very well, but I didn't get an offer. They was just like, hey, you know what I mean? So I'm like, dang, I'm kind of skeptical. And Coach Hall was telling me, hey, you come down here, we're going to offer you. Like, you coming down here at the camp, we want to see you move. And if we can move how you think you can move, then you'll get this offer. And I was kind of skeptical, but I went down there and he didn't tell me no lie. He haven't told me a lie ever since I met him. So I went down there and, man, got that offer. Coach Venables told me, so that's how I knew it was like, all right, cool, this is legit. Coach Venables came up to me and told my mom, was like, hey, like, we got an official offer here, University of Oklahoma. So that was probably the best feeling. I'm not gonna lie. You know, LSU and schools like that, that's a blessing. Every offer is a blessing. But, you know, OU, I was really ecstatic because I kind of grew up watching them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love to hear these stories about how the offers develop and what they mean. So you talked about coming up to campus and being a part of this camp. What was Sooners Under the Stars like?
It was good. I got up here, and you know, great welcoming. You know, they do a good job of making people feel welcome. I got up there. I didn't know we were gonna do any like camp work, any workouts, but we did, and it was just like kind of 45 minutes, 50 minutes, but it was good work. You know, I got to move, and Coach Hall and you know the defensive coordinator, Coach Venables, said that I keep getting better. Every time they see me, I'm getting better and better, and that feels good. You know, but other than that, man, we ate some good food. Yeah, the pork chops was good, man. They had the pork chops, they had the rolls, some mashed potatoes. You know, it was good. But now, as far as the camp experience, it wasn't really a camp. It was kind of like a mini workout, but with more people. So I mean, it was very enjoyable. It wasn't too much work. It was no one-on-ones. There was no stress on it. You just were out there moving like DBs.
Yeah. Now, looking at Oklahoma, you've been here. What other schools are recruiting you or pushing the hardest?
I would say Arkansas, Texas A&M, Penn State, and SMU. But there's also other schools in the mix that still talk to me. Like LSU talks to me, Baylor talks to me, but Ole Miss talks to me. You know, a lot of people send mail to my house, but those schools I named, like Arkansas, A&M, Oklahoma, Penn State, are the ones that really are pushing for me as of right now. When I become a junior, it might be different. You know, after my junior year, because some schools like to see you perform 2 years in a row, so it might be different. But those are the schools that's really pushing for me as of right now.
Yeah. Now, we talked about Braden Hall and Oklahoma recruiting you. You've got a teammate now that's currently committed to Oklahoma. How hard is he pushing to get you in the Crimson and Cream?
Well, yeah, he wants me to be his roommate freshman year. So he's committed. He's all in. He loves the Sooners. So he wants me to come and be his roommate freshman year. And I'm like, I'm torn because that's my buddy. So, you know, I don't want to make a decision too early. You know, he made his decision immediately. Like he already knew what was up. You know, me, I'm trying to wait it out. You know, I'm probably going to commit before next July. So, but it feels good, man, that one of my teammates is committed there and I can be his roommate. It's kind of like the best of both worlds. It's a place I like, and one of my buddies from high school is going to be with me. So he's pushing hard, and the coaches are getting him to push even harder.
Oh, they're going to give him that task and that responsibility, right, and he's going to be in your ear all the time.
Yes, sir.
Now, looking at your recruitment a little bit more, what is the one thing that you like about the recruiting process so far, and then one thing you don't like about the recruiting process?
Well, I mean, I think I can say the same thing that everybody would say is every human pretty much likes attention. So the attention you get from being good at football it speaks volumes. That means you're not doing a whole bunch of work for nothing. Like all that work you put in is being noticed, and that's what feels good about it. Like all these big time programs are investing time into showing me love and letting me know that I'm good. So that's what definitely feels good. But another thing I don't like about the recruiting process is that sometimes a school will offer you to not talk to you, or sometimes some offers are fake, you know, and coaches sometimes will lie to your face, and that's just their job, their profession. Sometimes some coaches just lie to you. It's not all lie. Like you like coach, you know, but that's what I don't like about it. That sometimes you get lied to your face. But you know, other than that, I mean, there's not much that I can really knock about the recruiting process as far as, you know, all your work being noticed.
Yeah, now you are the number 15th player according to 247 in the state of Texas. Looks like they've got you at number 13 overall at your position
Right.
in the recruiting rankings. What do you feel like sets you apart in your game from other recruits?
Well, I feel like I can play in the box. You know, I can blitz. I can play over the top. I can come down, play man. I can pretty much do everything. You know, I know it says that I'm the 13th safety right now, but I feel like after this year, I should be number one. You know, this is my first year, but I feel like I just get better and better. You know, I can play strong. I can play outside backer. You know, I can come down and cover three. I can play the deep post safety. You know, I'm just very versatile. So that's what I think sets me apart.
Love that. Love to hear it. All right. Well, hey, Jordan, thank you for coming on the podcast today, talking about your recruitment a little bit, giving Sooner fans an insight to what these visits and camps look like. We're definitely going to be following your recruitment. It looks like you are a prospect this staff wants. And, if you end up picking the Crimson and Cream, we'd love to have you here on the podcast again. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Boomer. Boomer.